All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Wrestling with Reality. There we are. I'm John, and that is Richie. Tonight, we're going to talk the greatest WarGames teams of all time. One of my favorite classics throughout the years is all the WarGames matches, and this is a viewer pick. This is Joe's pick tonight, so excited to do it. Rich, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. I'm excited for the WarGames thing, too. There's a lot of information I don't know about it, but I've been watching Nitro overnight, and just past where Four Horsemen radio, so pretty cool. Glad we're talking about it though. I gotta say something though. I'm pretty upset with WWE. They totally flopped. I don't think they heard it right on the show, man. We said put Dom against Cena and have Dom go over, and they should have saved it for the fucking end. They blew their load in one shot. They had the best match they could have put for the end. And have Cena whoop his ass for the title.
Yeah, let's get into that in a few minutes. That was actually going to be my kickoff tonight, so let's get into that in just a few minutes because that's a good conversation to have. I'm interested to see everybody's opinions on what they did this last week on Raw. It's definitely, I think, overwhelming that most people feel the exact same way that you do, but that I've seen at least. So, but we're going to talk. We'll talk about that first to kick it off. So let's get to the comments first. Joey's here, said let's watch a WarGames match, a real one, not this fourth-rate crap going on right now. Absolutely. So here's how we're going to do it for this, for Joey's pick. So this was Joey's pick. Joey won the trivia competition a couple weeks ago, so he got to pick the topics. He wanted the best WarGames teams ever, and he wanted to do a watch-along that we threw along with it for WarGames match of his choosing. Is what he wanted. So tonight we're going to do the best teams, and then on our next stream, maybe this Friday we might do it if we both have time. We're going to do the actual match. So there's this, it'll be, we could go on for hours on WarGames stuff. So we're going to give the match its own show on the next one that we do for sure. So I'm excited to do them though. Joey, remind me what your pick is for the match. So that way we can get queued up and ready for the next go around. But
it was like 89 or something.
Yeah, I think it was like 89, but give me the exact one and where it was. So that way the next show, we're going to do that one. So we'll probably do that Friday if we both have time, and I'm looking forward to it because WarGames is my favorite for sure. I love those matches. Watch the original Rabbi said to Joey. Good day from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. What's up, Laza? Rick's here. What's up, Rick? Congrats to John Cena, Grand Slam champion, and well deserved. Cena didn't show up. Greetings, John and Richie from Rabbi. Greetings to you, Rabbi. WarGames. Blood and Guts in AEW and XPW. It's called Genocide. That's a hell of a promotion. All right.
That's a weird word to use after I just said that.
Yep. Bash 89 is the one we're going to be doing. So Bash 89 will be on the next episode. Joe, we can wait till next Wednesday to do it. We'll wait till you for
a date on Friday, man. Things must be going good with this lady.
Yeah, he's been doing pretty good lately. Didn't he just have one last
watch out.
Yeah. We'll wait on you, Joey. We'll do it next week then for you. It's on Wednesday. That way you got enough time and you can go have fun on your date and all that good stuff. So we'll do it next Wednesday for the watch along portion. We'll just do another topic when we do an impromptu show. So no problem at all. Hey, yo, Devon, get the muffins.
Baby.
Giving Cena the title was trash. It's fucking awful. Yeah, let's get into it. All right. Let's get right into it, man. Let's get right on into this. Cool, Joey. That sounds perfect, man. So next Wednesday we'll do your Bash 89, and tonight is the WarGames teams for you, buddy. Let's get right into it, though. So I've been watching Raw every week, dude. Okay, I've been watching it. I've been watching it just about every week for I think the last 3 weeks now. Only reason I watched this week is because, of course, it's the end of Cena, and I had already seen the spoilers. The spoilers had already come out. They had already said that Cena was going to be out there. And we were going to get a match with Dom and Cena. And I wanted to see if they would do the right thing or do the wrong thing on this one. And to me, the right thing all the way along was of course, having him and Dominic Mysterio in a match. It should have been their final one, as we've said a million times. But they ended up going this route. And I thought the match was fantastic. I thought it was a great match between them. I just don't get the ending. And I don't know how they're going to change it around. I think giving Cena the title as well, Jason, was trash. I agree with Ricky right here that he's a well-deserved Grand Slam champion and everything like that, 100%. I think Cena's amazing and had a great career and all that good stuff. I don't agree with this move to take the belt off of Dom. I just think it was a shit move, and I don't know where they're going to end up going with this now. To me, what are they going to do? Just have him hold on to the IC title till he retires and December 13th, and then just give it away, or is Dom getting a rematch, or what the fuck are they going to do? I don't know. I thought it was a really silly decision, and I wouldn't have done it. Not at all. What about you? You started it on it.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. I thought they shit the bed with this. They could have saved the Dominic Mysterio feud for the end, because what I think they're going to do, I have a sneaky suspicion that they're going to have Dom play the whole he loses everything, so he's going to lose the Intercontinental title to Cena. And then I think when he goes against Rey Mysterio for the AAA title, Liv Morgan's probably going to come back and cost him the belt or something. So he loses the girl and the 2 belts, and he loses his spot in Judgment Day, and he's by himself. And then they'll probably do the Eddie Guerrero, where he's like a grumpy bastard that cheats all the time to win. So that's where I think they're going with him. I don't agree with it. I think Dominic Mysterio should have won against Cena, and then he should win in the tournament. He should have been the last guy. Honestly,
well, there's still a chance he gets in it.
There's still a chance he gets in it, but if they tell that story, I feel like it's going to be redundant, because why would you have him lose it? It just doesn't make sense. The whole thing doesn't make sense. And where do they go now? Obviously, they're going to give it to Gunther. So is Gunther going to be the Intercontinental Champion again? I don't understand where they're going here. I don't.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Where would you see them going with this after, Rick? Now that Cena's taken the strap, where do you see them going with this? For the IC title, what do you think they're going to do with it? Because I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I just don't see it going for the IC title, which I think Dom's been doing phenomenal with it. I mean, he's been the most defending champion in ages that they've had. I think he's had like 18 title defenses or some shit they said so far. And that's not including all the shit he's doing in AAA and everything. Like, what are they going to do with the belt? The belt started to get some relevancy again and started to actually be entertaining again with Dom on it. What are they going to do? Are they just going to wash it away and just let Cena retire with it?
You're chopping up real bad.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but you're frozen.
Oh, okay. I don't know. We're having a little weather out here.
Okay.
But
got it.
Yeah, we'll see. But I just don't. He's gave relevancy to this belt again, Richie. Like when The Miz brought it back years ago, he gave relevancy to it. Where do they go with this now? Like, what are you going to do?
Like
Retire
WWE, whenever they get a guy that does that, they shit the bed and they reverse it.
Obafemi, he says. Obafemi is the one that he's going with. Listen, Obafemi's great. I think he's a great prospect, and I think he's going to have a great career, Rick, for sure. I just don't know if any NXT guy is going to be the one that's going to be the final match for John Cena and his storied career. And somehow or another, I think you have to include the IC strap in there. So
you think Tommy Invincible shows up?
Dude, maybe. Do you?
It's weird that Cena mentioned that it's weird Cena mentioned it in the promo.
We'll see. Maybe. Did you like Dom's promo at least?
I love the promo. I don't like how they went about the match. And, I understand, that was the only belt Cena didn't hold. And I don't know. So basically what they're going to do is they're going to put the mid-card title on somebody for beating Cena now. That's what they're going to do now.
Kind of waters it down a little bit, right, if you do that?
It waters it down, and it's a guaranteed result. Cena's not leaving with the IC belt, so that he's going to drop it. So it literally made the match predictable.
Do you think there's any way he goes over in his final match?
No.
You don't think so? I do.
No.
I do.
He is not going to retire with the IC belt.
I think it's the only way they're going to go with it with him. I think that's the only way that they're going to go with it with him. I'm not saying it's the right choice, but
I don't think Cena's the type of guy that'll do that. I think he'll give the rub because he was given the rub by Kurt Angle, and the respect from the Undertaker and all that kind of shit. They're gonna try to recreate his moment that he had with Angle. I guarantee it. It'll be some new fucking guy. He'll go in the back. The Undertaker will be in the back, and the Undertaker will say, "Hey, he'll give him the same speech he gave Cena," or something to the effect of that. It's going to go down like that. I guarantee it.
Just reversing storylines from 20 years before.
It'll be a Walt Disney moment, a feel good moment for the guy. It'll be a newcomer. It's not going to be anybody like a Brock Lesnar or a Randy Orton or somebody like that. It's going to be they are going to use it to propel a new star. I just think they're going to use it for the wrong star.
I got to go with Rand here. I think this is a very good potential on Monday night that he gets a rematch with him and gets his belt back too. Good point, Rand, But, it looks so cheap when you do it that way because it's like, it's like when Luger won the belt from Hogan and dropped it 6 days later. It's like, you're just giving him this one. We all know you're just giving him the belt, so he could get the Grand Slam championship, and that's it. So I could see that too. I was listening to Busted Open the day after this, and they were actually talking about, them being an MSG and what they might do with this. And I guess there might be some big surprise here. So apparently the big surprise might be that they're thinking about retiring retiring like him into the rafters of MSG like they did with Hogan. And
oh Jesus.
Yeah. But they were talking about it on there, and they were like, well, who's the one that's gonna, let him know on the air and is gonna do that? Who's gonna be the one? Triple H was just out last week. And they threw an interesting one out. No way, shape, or form do I think this is gonna happen. But who's the only person, if you're gonna go to the most famous arena in the world and you're gonna hang somebody's banner up for retiring for John Cena as a person, you're hanging him up in the retirement wing of MSG. Who's the only person that could really give enough clout to him to show how big this is and make it a special moment? Who do you think that person? It is, right?
Vince.
It's the only person that you can bring out if you're going to do it that way. That would be the biggest person for it. Would make it a special moment. Do I think it'll happen? Absolutely not. But I think Vince's time, as we've talked a million times, I don't think they want to hear from him at all anymore, and they just want to erase him from as much as they can. But he's the only one, if they're going to go down that route and retire him to the rafters of MSG. He's the only one I think that can bring a significant impact to it.
Where did the moment take place of John Cena and Kurt Angle?
Let's see.
What's up, Jeremy? LA Knight's not going to be the one, I don't think, Jeremy. I don't think so. I don't think they have enough confidence in LA Knight to do anything for that matter.
Well, he's in the doghouse, right? Like right now, apparently, because he ripped some sign up about where they cut his mic, or something like that, and how he should have been in the match with Jey Uso. He picked up a sign, and then this last week on Monday, I guess they cut his mic in the middle and just ended his thing. People think it's like some conspiracy theory or some shit like that, but Kurt Angle versus Cena when Cena made his official debut was at the Allstate Arena in Chicago. So Allstate Arena in Chicago. Obafemi, it makes sense. I mean, if they really want to get a young guy over, I think Obafemi is probably the biggest one that they can get over for sure if they're going to bring him to the next level. Dom really didn't need the belt any longer. He's an up-and-comer. Beating Cena makes him bigger. I wouldn't rule it out LA Knight. And what about when Kane beat Austin for the title in the first blood match, then lost the belt right back the next night on Raw? Yeah, Rick, that's definitely...
I thought that was a great moment, though, in comparison. It
taking the belt off him the next night?
Yeah, to me,
I don't like it.
When Austin did it with Kane?
I don't like short title reigns. I think it should be at least a little bit. It
was definitely shocking, for sure. Yeah. And the way Austin got screwed, it was kind of... the Austin character at the time and the story they were telling, it made sense for that. This was completely out of fucking left field. So...
Well, we still got surprises. There's one on Friday for some surprise person that's going to take on LA Knight. And then next week against Solo Sikoa, it's going to be a surprise person too, apparently. So moving on this week in his tournament with Cena was Sheamus won. It was a really good match, I thought, with Nakamura, but
Jesus Christ, they're going to put Sheamus in there.
Well, this was the thing about it when you saw from the first two matches. The two people that won were ones that actually had a history with Cena. First match was Damian Priest versus Rusev, obvious with Rusev. Rusev actually wins this one over Damian Priest. And then the second match is Nakamura versus Sheamus. Sheamus wins because Nakamura and Damian Priest had zero history with John Cena here. So the two ones who actually had history moved on in the tournament.
Nakamura never had a match with Cena?
No, not that I can ever remember. I mean, he's been around there.
Nakamura can't be in it anyway. I mean,
yeah,
they're not utilizing him anymore.
Dude, I know how much you love Nakamura, and I do too. As he came out this week, all I could help to think was, why do they not utilize this guy better? What is so wrong with him that they just?
I challenge anybody to go watch his debut on SmackDown and listen to that fucking pop that he got, and tell me he wasn't over like fucking Rover, dude.
Yeah. He still is.
Still is.
His entrance is one of the best in wrestling. Like he's a tremendous worker in the ring. He is phenomenal with believability. Of course, his mic skills and promos absolutely suck. But
he's a legit tough guy too. Like he knows mixed martial arts.
The fans never cared about it, with him not being able to talk very good in English. He does the best that he can. They've always loved this guy, and they just do nothing with him. It just blows my mind how they don't see the marketability in this guy.
He's the only wrestler I've seen in the last few years that won the Royal Rumble. It didn't win the title.
Yeah.
Didn't get his moment,
Yeah. I think there's only been through the years since they've been doing it. I think there's 10 people or so.
And he's one of them.
Yeah, he's one of them. Yeah, Jeremy, we're going to be on for a good while, buddy. We'll be on for a good while, so don't worry about time. We'll be on for at least another hour plus. So we're definitely going to be here for a while. Yeah, but he's one of the few that never, ever won, WrestleMania and won the title after the Royal Rumble. He's been in a lot of matches, too, through the years for the world title and just can never win. And they never run with him as the main guy. I don't like him as a heel either. I'm just going to say that. I'm not a big fan of him as a heel. I don't think
They did some stupid shit with him when he was a heel.
Yeah. They make him just a goofy fucking character that's worthless to me.
You got to cue it.
Oh yeah. How could I forget that when we say that fucking word? Let me repeat it again. They make him into just a fucking goofy character when he's a heel, and I just don't get it.
No, Mark Kerr's a fucking goof. He's a fucking goof. Jeez. Anybody who knows him knows he's a goof.
I love Don Fry.
Oh, I do too. He's going to be on many times the show through the years. Now that we put his
he's a fucking goof.
He's a fucking goof. But no, that's how they make Nakamura when he's a heel. I just don't get it why they just don't jump the gun and give this guy a shot. He's super over. But here's what's confused me though. WarGames is typically 5-on-5, right? Sometimes you have a 4-on-4. I think maybe once or twice they've done 3 teams in there, maybe something like that. I think they might have done. I have zero clue if they're doing 5-on-5 or 4-on-4, and the show's coming up, I think, next weekend. And it looks like they're going to be doing 4-on-4 for the women. And right now they've only got the 3 and the 3 for the guys. They got, so far they've got CM Punk, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes on one side for the men, and then they're taking on Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed so far.
Whoop-de-fucking-do.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're going to go 5 with this and who they're going to bring in. I'm pretty sure I know who they're going to bring in, but I don't know if they're going to go 5 or they're going to go 4 this year.
Okay, who are they going to bring in? Reigns?
I think Roman's going to be one for if they do 4-on-4, Roman's going to be the one. Okay, he's going to be the one, I think, for them for 4-on-4 guaranteed. If they go 5 people, I think it's Roman and Jimmy that they're going to bring on there. That's what I think they'll do for that one side, Roman and Jimmy. On the other side, I think if they're going to go 4 people, for sure, I think the 4th one's going to be Brock Lesnar. And I think the 5th one for them might be Dominic Mysterio. Maybe Dom or maybe Dom, or they're also talking about Austin Theory. Yeah, I know. So that's where the 5-on-5 is looking like for the men that it's going to be. We don't know the other 2 on each team. That's my assumption. Brock Lesnar's, I think, got to be in this for them because people are going to want to see another Brock and Roman clash too.
I don't think Brock's coming back for a while, man. I think he's going to be at Mania, maybe the Royal Rumble, but most likely at Mania. And
the reason why I think they're going to do this, Paul's going to be the strategist like he always is before, bringing people in like he did with Punk last year and all that shit. I think he's going to, basically tell Punk, like, listen, you don't got any friends. You don't got any extra people that want to help your ass out. Nobody here wants to help you. And I got friends, though, and he brings out his best friend, Brock Lesnar, to come help his team out. Doesn't mean he's part of the vision, but means he's going to help his friend, Paul Heyman out. And then CM Punk's going to get Roman Reigns because Jey Uso is going to bring, and say, well, yeah, he might not have the friends, but I got the family. Here he comes. Roman Reigns is in there.
So here's how I would book that, though, even in the match. I would have Brock screw Braun Breaker over in the match.
Mm-hmm.
And I would set up a match between those 2 at Mania while you have the opportunity, while Brock's healthy and while Brock's not in legal trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a good idea, too. If they're doing 5 in this match and Jey Uso's in there and Jimmy Uso's in there, Jimmy or Austin Theory, if they put Austin in there for a 5th person, One of
I
those
hate
two is going.
saying that.
I do too, but it's what's being rumored right now. One of those is going to be there to take the fall. But I like your idea too with Brock, and having him set up something with Braun Breaker and fucking him up. Like, I think that's a great choice to do.
Then you have Braun Breaker go over, and next year he gets his story moment and wins the title.
Or have if he turns on him now, have Brock come out at Royal Rumble or something like that and fucking take Braun Breaker out of the Rumble, and then that just further escalates the match that they're going to have at WrestleMania.
Yep.
I like
or
those.
The other way around. You have Braun eliminate Brock.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brock screws him at the WarGames. He screws Brock at the Rumble.
Yep.
Set up the match at fucking WrestleMania. Brock rides off into the sunset.
Braun gets put over, beating one of the most dominant champions ever. You just took him to the next stratosphere in his career.
Yeah.
He'll have that title by year's end if you do it like that. Easy.
Yep.
It's the perfect way to put him over, in my opinion. I think it's a great idea with that. The women is just fucking weird. Okay. It's like a weird.
They're doing Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte.
Yeah. It looks like Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte, and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors and Nia Jax and Lash Legend.
So you're telling me Charlotte's going to get injured for the 5th time and Nia Jax is going to be the one to do it, probably.
Probably, or everybody on the other team's probably going to get injured by Nia Jax.
Charlotte's going to try and do a fucking moonsault off the top of the fucking
and blow both her knees out this time at the same time. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to do 5 in this one. Just via the setup I saw on Raw, I cannot picture any way at all.
That's fucking depressing that we're even talking about this shit. Like,
it sounds awful, doesn't it?
Yeah. Last year we were all excited about it, and this year we're like, "What the fuck is this hot garbage?"
Mm-hmm. Good point, Rick. With Cody or Jay, I think it's going to be the later. I think it's going to be Jey Uso if they do a heel turn at WarGames for the babyface team. I think it's going to be Jey Uso. It's going to do the turn.
I still think there's a story there you could tell with Cody turning heel and attacking Jacob Fatu.
Well, he's injured right now.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying
in the future,
you do like the Shawn Michaels Triple H style where, I don't know who attacked him, but I'm going to do an investigation to find out kind of thing right before he comes back.
Yeah.
And then you find out that he was the one that fucking did it. I think it'd be phenomenal. And I think Cody Rhodes could pull that off.
Well, he was a good heel too before.
Yeah. Oh, when he was the American Nightmare with the black hair and he was a heel, he was fucking phenomenal.
I just don't know if they're gonna want to waste the merch money that they factor they might lose if he becomes a heel.
Did they lose a lot of merch money on John Cena when he went heel?
I think it was. I don't know for sure. Like, I haven't seen anything about it or anything like that, and who knows what the numbers are. But I can't see them losing any money on that because it's his retirement tour. So no matter if he was a heel or not, like, people are gonna want to cheer him and buy his shit anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never owned a John Cena piece of merchandise in my life. Have you?
I have a spinner belt.
Do you really? Interesting. I don't even think I ever have owned a John Cena fucking action figure. Especially when we were
in John Cena autograph, 8x10. What else?
All right, let me take that back. I'm looking right now. Sorry, Rich. I got a John Cena Funko Pop on my wall.
There you go.
All right, so I do have one thing for him.
Yeah, they did a really cool figure for him, by the way. Over there at WrestlingFigures.com, they did an exclusive for Cena's last one, and that was a really good one. So,
Sami Zayn, Rand said maybe for on their team too. Yeah, they could write him in based upon the storylines they've been doing.
It's just, dude,
it's shit slapped up against the wall that they're trying.
For how excited I was for Mania last year to this year, I'm just like, what in the fuck is going on?
Blood and guts, body and odor, neck and beard, whatever you want to call it, sucks. The Meth Riders look like creator wrestlers from the old games.
The old AKI games like fucking WCW, NWO Revenge. Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Those are the days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rewind. What's up, Rewind? How many belts you got, he said?
Rewind. Oh, belts. Let's see. I've got 2 NWA-style tag team belts that I made for our podcast. I've got, let's see, I'm going to count in my head real quick. I think I've got 9 or 10 belts now.
There you go.
I have a television title that is signed by everybody who ever wore it from WCW.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be inheriting that when we meet up.
Oh my God, I can't wait to get that one because I've always been super jealous of you, and you give me that to me as a gift is just like one of the nicest fucking things. So I'm gonna fucking mount it up on my wall. You got like 50 signatures or some shit on that, right?
It's every single WCW from I gotta say that it's from the Monday Night War era. Every single WCW star that held that. There's an extra couple on there that weren't. You know, they're like Vampiros on there and shit like that. But other than that, you know, it's everybody.
Rewind said if you get a chance, send a picture of all your belts. He's curious what you got.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'll do that.
Blood and guts and body odor, Joey said.
Rewind. I'll even take the picture that Shawn Michaels took with his belt. You know what I'm saying?
He'd love that.
Oh shit! I shouldn't have said that.
He'd be getting the fucking lotion up and getting ready, getting those fucking hands ready for a little massage on you, buddy.
Right.
So Blood and Guts. I never watch AEW, and I was watching Big Bang Theory tonight on HBO Max, and I clicked back, and I was like, oh shit, Blood and Guts is tonight because my buddy Daniel was going to. He's a big AEW fan and loves it. You know, he was going there tonight to see Moxley and Tony Stormer, a couple of his favorites. So I was like, oh, I'll watch a few minutes of it. I said, I bet you they open with the women's match. Now, mind you, I don't know half of these women or ain't much about them, so I'm not going to sit there and tell you that I know a lot about them. But the first match is the Blood and Guts opener is the women tonight. Within 3 minutes of the match, Sky Blue is fucking dripping blood everywhere. You got me all excited, Richie. I can send one back to with my FTW. Hey, Rewind, just let me know. I'll give you his address, all right?
No, come on.
I'll give you his address, and you can overnight it to him.
That's fucked up.
But this woman is busted up in the first 3 minutes. I know the name of the match is Blood and Guts. Okay, I get it, folks. But to me, as a man and as a gentleman, I have zero urge to see women in a match beating the fucking daylights out of one another to the point that they're gushing fucking blood everywhere. Sky Blue, I think probably was bleeding.
Might as well call her Sky Blood now.
It really is, man. You know, like I think that she might have even bled more than Stone Cold Steve Austin did when he had that epic match with Bret Hart. That's how bad I think it was.
Yeah.
It was. Here's a picture just so you can see. Hold on. Just so you guys can see for yourself and just see that I'm not overreacting on this one with how much blood it was. It's fucking disgusting. Look at this. Look at that shit, Richie. Isn't that fucking gross?
It doesn't shock me one bit with AEW. They're Crash Television. They're GCW on steroids. You know what I mean?
God.
What a fucking goof.
No, Mark Kerr's a fucking goof. He's a fucking goof. Jeez. Anybody who knows him knows he's a goof.
Mercedes Monet's a fucking goof.
She really is, man. Like, I get people have flavors of what they like, okay? I get it. I know people like, you know, whatever they like. I'm not here to tell you what to like. This fucking shit was so cringe to me watching this match, and it was so fucking bad. I don't understand how anybody can enjoy this product that they have. It's just, it blows my mind. Like when I see it, like the stuff they're putting out now.
Dude, I would say WCW 2000 was better than this shit.
Very well could be. One of the characters.
Very well could be.
Very well could be. One of the characters tonight, her nickname that they call her is the Tenacious Spider. The Tenacious Spider.
You might as well just roll the Yete's ass fucking out, you know?
Can bring him out, rip the door off the cage and have him just get in there and start humping the ref, man, all right? You know? Like, the Tenacious Spider.
Says, do you remember when New Jack was dating Terry Reynolds? Jack said she was into blood play. He would blame her.
She was into some. He said some very not so flattering things about her after their breakup.
I guarantee you, he was stapling her on the ass cheek and shit like that. Like, he's taking his staple gun out. Kapow!
Yeah, that sick fuck. Mercedes was too good to sell a brass knuckle shot. She is terrible. I don't get what anybody likes about her. I don't get it. I just don't.
They're paying a pretty ass penny for her.
Yeah, and then some.
I guarantee you Tony Khan and her are shacking up.
For the money he's paying her, she better be, because she's robbing him fucking blind.
Mm-hmm.
She is robbing him fucking blind, man. The only person in this match, Toni Storm's entertaining for sure. You know, like she's an entertaining character and all. The only other person in this match that I saw tonight for the women that is somewhat entertaining that I enjoyed was Harley Cameron. You know, and she does some funny stuff and whatever. She's the only somewhat one that I can. Do you know who she is?
No, I was just reading Rewind's commentary.
Stapler on the ass cheek sounds like what you did to me Saturday night, Richie.
Too far, man. Too far.
Oh God, Jesus. Yeah, but they have this other chick in there. She gets.
What does the tenacious spider look like?
Hold on. I think her name is the Tenacious Spider, Aketa or something.
Well, they got a fucking alien. I mean,
let's see. The Tenacious Spider or AEW. What the fuck is her name?
Joey, that doesn't.
The Toxic Spider. Sorry, the Toxic Spider.
Oh, even better, the Toxic Spider. How original.
It's the Toxic Spider, and her name is Akteka. And this is her. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. I'll share it. This is her right here.
Okay.
Yeah, Thekla or Tekla.
All right.
AEW, we're the best wrestle, buddy boy.
It's where the big girls play.
They got the fucking Toxic Spider there, buddy. She's great.
That's got a ring to it there, Toxic
Joey
Spider.
says, now Moxley is cutting O'Reilly with a piece of glass. Jesus, man.
Dude, AEW's doors, if they aren't shut by next year, Tony Khan's a fucking nut job.
Rewind says, she looks like fun. I'd like to meet that spider.
I'm sure you would. You probably could find her on FetLife.
She's probably already there, man. You just got to do a little research for her.
Right.
Who won the women's match, guys? I didn't even see who won it. Me and Richie were talking at that point, so I stopped watching it. So who won the female match? Chris Statlander, their champion, is fucking horrendous too. Horrendous.
I like Statlander in the beginning of AEW, but now she's just
she sucks, bro. She was bleeding bad too by the end of it tonight. She's just Statlander's awful. I don't know what people
finisher is a Bray Wyatt crawl.
Wow. What does she do? Bite him?
Yeah.
Is that what she does? What's it, fucking bite him or something?
AEW has lost its way completely, dude.
Have you ever seen? Here's another one I want to talk about. Have you ever seen Willow Nightingale?
No.
She's like the poor woman's version in AEW of Nia Jax to me.
Nice.
But they put her over. The fans surprisingly like her, it seems. I don't understand why. She's fucking horrible in the ring every time I've ever seen her. Fucking horrible.
They've never been one to have a good women's division.
Heels one. Okay. Yeah. Oh, then they're bringing out Marina Shafir too. That fucking chick that was with Rousey at NXT that was just horrendous.
Oh God.
She's been with the Death Riders for a while, and then she was in this match too. And they're building her out to be like she's this just unstoppable killer. AEW.
I give it a couple months. You'll see Ronda Rousey getting in there.
Probably. Nobody else wants her ass.
I guarantee it, dude. I guarantee she'll be in AEW.
Nobody else wants her at this point, man. Looks like she's been getting back to training, it seems.
That dumbass literally picked a fight with Joe Rogan, and then and then after that, now she's saying how, basically Holly Holm, isn't in her league and stuff like that. She had a bad night, and it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Holly Holm, your head is still in orbit from that fucking head kick. So get over
kicking
it.
that shit off right off your fucking body, man.
She was saying how the UFC fans and they're horrible compared to wrestling fans in the wrestling world and stuff because the wrestling world honors their legends like Piper and all them, but the MMA legends, they're here today, gone tomorrow type of shit. So she's still crying about all that crap.
Did you see Ariel Horani actually ripped into her a little bit for it?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's on YouTube if you want to look it up. He actually called her out pretty hardcore for it, about that, and he made a really good point.
Boo and drag. That's a weird way to describe that.
It's actually, when Joey says it like that, it is kind of like that, to be honest with you. She does look kind of like a Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does kind of. That's actually a really good analogy, Joey. And
So
if you saw her, what was that?
What did Helwani say?
So Helwani was saying about her, he's like, everywhere that she's ever been, she always has a problem there. It's always somebody else with her. She's always fighting with somebody at the end, at the end of the day. He made a good point about the UFC. Is like, the UFC didn't give you enough love, and the fans didn't give you enough love. She was beloved by the fans until she became an insufferable prick.
Fucking icon by the UFC.
Yeah, they put her on the fucking map, man. That she was on the small time.
Yeah, you go look at that Ronda Rousey documentary they released. She was living in the hood in fucking California in a fucking shack that didn't even have a front door.
Yeah.
Before the UFC, okay?
Yeah.
Like that's what Ronda Rousey was living in, on a couch.
Went on to make millions and millions and millions of dollars, not just in the UFC, but in professional wrestling and other ventures and business stuff.
Movies
that she's done.
And everything.
Movies. Else. She was in one of the Fast and it was the Expendables.
And the Expendables. She was in both.
Yeah. Was she in Fast and the Furious?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I remember her for sure being in the Expendables. Like, she could have done stuff in Hollywood after that, but we've never seen her in anything after that. What do you think's the big issue with her? Like, it's got to be her attitude.
She's her own worst enemy, and she buys her own hype and stuff like that. She's not humble at all. So. No. Listen, I agree. Rewind 100%. I'll give her flowers. But she's a miserable human fucking being.
Yeah.
She's a fucking goof.
Think about what that says about what the UFC thought of her for what Rewind said, where he was opposed to the idea of women fighting, and then he saw Ronda. That shows you how much respect that the company had for Ronda and how much they wanted to highlight her. And I believe in her first match, wasn't she a main event?
Yes.
Yeah.
Versus Carmouche.
Yeah. It was a main event on her first show. I think it was a pay-per-view, actually, too.
Yep.
And she went on to make millions over there. So I can't see how she thinks the MMA fans and the UFC has disrespected her.
And how do you have sour grapes with Joe fucking Rogan? Like,
he's an announcer.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Like, what are you trying to prove here?
And it's like, everywhere she goes, like Helwani said, she has a problem with people there.
Yep.
And, left her gym, didn't fight with the guy anymore. Now, he was a piece of shit anyways, but irregardless of that, I'm sure she was too. Left there. She marries the wife beater, Travis Brown, and then she goes to WWE, and they fucking literally make her into a global star even more, and highlight her with The Rock.
Piper's gimmick.
Yeah, they highlight her on the stage with The Rock at one point at a WrestleMania, with fucking Stephanie, Triple H, Kurt Angle. She main evented a WrestleMania over there. Boy, that's a level of disrespect, bro, to be the first woman ever to main event WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Boy, they sure shit on her,
Yeah, no shit.
Just god awful to me.
And then she's another one that fucking Vince McMahon brought her in, made her an icon in wrestling, and fucking she shits on him too. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with these people, dude?
And then she tries to backtrack it a little bit and act like it was just about McMahon, not about Triple H and Stephanie that she was pointing at before too. It's like, no. Yeah, that's not what I saw either. I agree with you. She's a miserable person. She should be happy with that alone instead of looking at all the negative shit. Yeah, I mean, made millions.
You made your millions. You were a champion. You were an icon. There was even people comparing her to fucking Mike Tyson, that she could beat him in his prime. At that time, it was heresy and fucking crazy talk, but people were saying it.
They were calling her the baddest woman in the planet, right?
Yeah.
I personally think, and it's just my personal opinion, if her and Cyborg would have ever thought, I think Cyborg would have knocked her.
She would have walked her like a dog.
Easy. She'd have knocked her into, and she'd have knocked her into the next fucking the next century, man.
That her career would have been over. And here's the deal, Ronda Rousey, as great as she was and everything like that, to sit there and call Taekwondo not fighting, but on the same hand, act like judo is fighting.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy to disrespect, when somebody's made you that much money and made you into an icon. Like,
and Joe Rogan had nothing but positive things and good things to say about her whole up and comings. I mean, he was one of her biggest supporters.
I've never heard him say a negative word about her at any point ever.
No.
He used to be obnoxious, if anything, about how much he would put her over to me on the card.
Yeah.
I've never liked her, and I never wanted to see her win, and I
Mhm.
was always waiting for the day that she got her ass knocked out. And
I didn't want to see Nunez do it, but I wanted to see fucking Holly Holm do it.
It doesn't matter to me who it was. I just enjoyed it.
Her tooth is probably still knocked out.
Yeah.
You know?
I wish Misha Tate would have been a little bit better and could have taken her. You know?
That would have been some humble pie, wouldn't it?
Boy, they had a good feud, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes, once again, people just don't like her, it seems. She just doesn't seem to be
not a likable person, man.
No. There's just some people that just aren't. Yeah, she did that one match, I think, right, Rand? It was kind of just to stick it to the WWE, I think, you know, and she was trying to help Marina.
For the payday.
Tony Khan, you know, would fucking jump up and down to grab her.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would fucking jump up and down to grab himself some Ronda Rousey.
Mm-hmm.
You know who he
Where
said?
Ronda Rousey fine ass at?
You know who he said today, I think it was yesterday, that he said is the person that he wants to sign the most to perform in AEW.
Who's that?
Shaquille O'Neal.
I hope you're fucking kidding.
I am not kidding you. I think he said the other day that I know Shaquille's been there.
He's trying to get that Papa John sponsorship, baby.
Yeah. Yep. He's trying to get something to rub from the Shaq man. But I know Shaq was there one time, but he said it's the person he wants to get the most to sign with them is Shaq. Come on.
Out of all the wrestlers in the fucking world, you want Shaquille O'Neal.
Yep.
Okay.
He's got to be in his like early to mid 50s at this point now, too, right? Tony Khan is a special soul, my friend.
Why not just go after Omos? It's kind of the same thing.
You know, Omos might be on the unemployment line at some point very soon. They don't really do too much with him, so Tony Khan can bring him into AEW and show him why Omos is where the best wrestle. Do you have any interest in Survivor Series coming up?
I hope so. You know, I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do, but I hope so.
Do you have any interest in it though right now, as of the way it is right now?
No, I don't. Do you?
No.
I'm gonna keep watching Raw, but man, they got to come up with something because I'm telling you, man, they've watered down their product again. You know.
I want something to suck me into this because I love WarGames. It's my favorite style of matches, and I like Survivor Series too. You know, they're just not doing it for me. They're not drawing me in as a fan. Remember when Shaq asked Cena what he thought of his match, and Cena no-sold it? I don't remember that actually. I'll have to look that one up. Did Shaq ever appear in WWE?
Yeah.
Did
he actually got in the ring with they were
Big
teasing
Show.
A moment with the Big Show, and
yes,
they never
there
had
you go.
Followed up.
Yep, there you go. Big Show. Yep. He already had Shock there, and he disappeared in an ambulance. So we're going to get the final understanding of where he went when he was in the ambulance. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Other than that, with Survivor Series, bro, I don't really see much to this card.
No.
I don't really know what else more they're going to really do to draw people into this.
You're very limited. You know what I mean? Seth Rollins was your big storyline all year long. And Seth Rollins and Punk, and then when he got injured, the fucking ship sailed for this year, dude. I mean, you could just see WWE scrambling to do whatever they can. They're trying to make Jey Uso a fucking heel. LA Knight's completely out of the picture now. Like, WWE's fucked right now, dude.
Why do you think that they constantly don't push LA Knight to that next level? What do you think it is about him?
I think he may have an attitude behind the scenes.
Okay.
He may have a chip on his shoulder. It's something that we're missing here because he has the star appeal, he has the moveset, he has the finisher, he has the entrance, he has the charisma, the promos. He's got the whole package.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got to be something we're missing, and I'm assuming it's probably a chip on his shoulder in the back.
So you think he's got kind of an attitude and feels he should probably be doing a little bit better, and he probably shows it off, and people see that and want to.
He seems like that kind of guy, yeah.
Have you ever met him?
No.
I met him years ago, and he was super nice. I'll just say that. I know I was just meeting him as a fan. He was taping an interview. We had gone to one of the local shows here. We were actually there was TNA versus, it was TNA stars at the time versus Excite. I think it was like called TNA versus the World, or Excite versus the World, or some shit like that. It was the company was called Excite Wrestling. It's a local indie promotion up here. So they did a thing with TNA, and he was over there, and I think he was in the main event actually. And we were there. The guy had given us permission to go talk to anybody, get interviews. We actually didn't do any because we were just having too much fun there. It was really cool. Great idea, great atmosphere, a lot of fun. We go outside. LA Knight, who was Eli Drake at the time, and he was taping a promo outside, and we were watching him tape the promo. And then right afterwards, we met him, saw him. My buddy Jeff was a big fucking fan of him from the start. Always loved him. He couldn't have been nicer. He looked very respectful to people. But once again, it was only a few minutes just seeing somebody. I think when you get to a high level sometimes, that your ego definitely gets you. And you listening to all those.
If you're not being pushed to the amount that you think you should be.
Yeah. Especially when you're over with the fans and you hear, he's there week in and week out, hearing that fan reaction to him every single time that he gets the fans kind of eating out of the palm of his hands. So I could see that with the ego getting big and maybe them trying to check him a little bit. You think he ever gets the belt?
No. Unfortunately, I think he's a little bit older too, isn't he?
He's about 43, if I remember correctly.
Which, they did it for Damian Priest. I mean, if you can put the belt on Damian Priest, put it on fucking LA Knight, God.
Damian Priest is one of the biggest channel changers in the world to me.
That was one of the worst title reigns I think I've ever seen.
Hands down. It was worse than Jey Uso's, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Damian Priest as a world champion is a fucking joke. And
he's a tag team wrestler.
If that.
If
that.
If he disappeared from wrestling history forever, I don't think I'd be upset.
I don't think most people would. I've never seen anybody say they're going to the card to watch Damian, or they're going to the show, or they're going to watch the show to see a Damian Priest match. Have you?
No.
Yeah. So
that is fucking disgusting, Joe.
Joey said, speaking of women bleeding, there's a panty liner commercial airing during Blood and Guts. Shouldn't they have run that during the women's match? LA Knight has the CM Punk problem going on with WWE right now. Yeah, sounds like maybe he does ran, but the thing is, CM Punk was a much bigger and marketable star at the time than LA Knight,
and he was much younger too.
Yeah, so they must see a ceiling with him in their own mind, but he's got to be one of their top merch sellers too, wouldn't you think?
I'm assuming that it's probably an issue with Triple H.
Old Paul. So our Master Manipulators episode, the last one we did last week. This isn't a lot to other people who are big streamers or anything like that, but just on YouTube alone, we've got almost 400 hits on that one too. So for whatever it was, that topic was a good one that people liked, or maybe people have a lot of hate for Triple H and just wanted to see some of that hatred towards him. I'm
probably going to go with that one.
Yeah, I think we were very fair with him, but it's interesting. Like when you see, if you have a problem with the booker, it's not going to work out good for you ever.
Yeah.
Just doesn't work that way.
No.
Unless you're a big mainstream monster star, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, Nick Khan's a fucking goof.
I should have it.
No, Mark Kerr's a fucking goof. He's a fucking goof. Jeez. Anybody who knows him knows he's a goof.
What do you think about The Rock apparently playing him in a role about his life, I guess?
Rock's a dumbass to do that. He should pick somebody better to represent. Kerr ain't the one. Here's a drink of water. Kerr's a fucking goof.
In what way?
That water looked like it was brown as fuck.
Can you imagine the fucking taste of that water? Ooh.
Don Fry reminds me of Nate Diaz if Nate Diaz was a fucking hillbilly. You know what I mean?
It's a good fucking pickup right there.
Straight up, dude.
It's a good pickup right there. Dude, I find Nate Diaz hilarious too.
I want to see Nate Diaz cut the same promo.
Can you imagine those? Can you imagine those two walking into a bar to hang out for the night and they just want to go fuck with somebody?
Man.
Like Nate and Don look like the type of guys that just enjoy fighting for the most part and just don't give a fuck because they know they could probably beat about 99 out of 100 people's ass no matter what.
Nate Diaz was on a fucking, it was like an Ultimate Fighter style show with John Jones and literally lasted a day because he got in a fucking huge brawl.
Don Fry makes the water sterile. Yes.
Don Fry would whoop fucking Chuck Norris's ass. I'm just going to be real with you.
All right. So here's a fun question. We always do what wrestlers would you take into a bar fight with you on? Let's pick UFC guys really quick right now, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll get to the WarGames best teams ever. So let's hear. You got to take. You're going into the worst bar in town that people are gonna fuck with you there, or something's gonna happen. Your fucking enemies are there. You're going in this place. You're gonna need a few people to come with that's gonna have your back, and it's gonna be ready to rumble with you. You get to pick UFC fighters, MMA fighters, whatever. So who are you picking? Give me 4 UFC guys that you're rolling in with to take on a bar fight of 30 fucking people in there if you have to.
I'm taking Don Fry. I'm taking fucking Don Fry's mustache. I'm taking Nate Diaz, and I'm taking Conor McGregor.
All right. Interesting ones. I like that.
And if I have to replace the mustache, then John Jones.
Yeah, I'm going to leave John out, even though I know he'd be a complete badass. I'm definitely taking Don Fry in there with me for sure, because that motherfucker is just going to start killing people in there. And you're going to see him like with that guy in Japan where he's just rock'em sock'em robots.
Even at this fucking age.
Yeah, 100%. No doubt about it. I would definitely take Nick or Nate Diaz, one or the other for sure, because those two fuckers love to scrap and they can
I forgot to say Sean Strickland. Rewind just said it. Yeah.
Rewind's got some good picks here. Robbie Lawler is a good one too, for sure.
Fuck. Or Rory McDonald. Holy shit.
I'm gonna go even more old school, and I'm gonna throw one at you that you probably wouldn't see. Okay, I'm taking Evan Tanner in with me too. That fucking guy was a tough son of a bitch back in the day. Free spirit, fucking would go with anybody. Self-taught himself and became a fucking champion. Dude would be a riot to go into a bar fight with for sure. He's going to be slinging some fucking leather in there. No doubt about it.
Well, if you took Josh Koscheck, you could have him distract everybody with the eye poke.
So Rewind's going with Strickland, Lawler, Diaz, and Nagano. That's a good pick,
That's a good
too.
one.
Nagano hits one person and everybody's running.
Yeah.
Everybody's running. Joey's going Don Fry, Dan Henderson, Lyoto Machida.
Dan Henderson's a good one.
Yeah. Lyoto Machida, too. He'd be the fucking karate guy in there, just dodging everybody's kicks and punches and just snapping those fucking kicks out at him and nailing them. Anderson
still was an interesting one.
Gary Goodrich, he was a bad dude back in his day, too.
Yeah.
I'd even take some of the original OG guys, man. Even a Dan Severn in there with you.
You fucking take a Chris Lieben or a Phil Baroni or a fucking...
Some dude that's just crazy,
Yeah.
They're all just crazy in their own way.
Fucking Jason Mayhem Miller. That would be a good one.
Michael
Bisping would put his eye on somebody's margarita.
You got to see, to me, you going with two guys that are great fucking wrestlers. And
fucking Yoel Romero, dude.
Yeah. Hector Lombard back in the day when he would sling fucking punches too.
What about, if God rest his soul, if he was still alive, I would pick Derek Lewis, but God rest his soul, Rumble Johnson too. Anthony Johnson.
Yeah, he could hit.
Fuck.
Which UFC fighters do you think would enjoy being in a bar fight the most, through them? Oh, hold on. There's one we forgot that I got to add in. Tank Abbott.
Oh, dude. How did we forget Tank?
He is the ultimate one that you want to go on with.
Rampage Jackson, fucking...
Yeah. Yeah, Joey got tanked too right here. Look.
Kimbo Slice.
Yeah. And Chemo back in the way, or maybe Kimbo. That's what he's saying.
Kimbo, yeah.
Dude, how did we forget about Tank Abbott in the beginning? Listen, that guy's not going to fucking win world titles, and he's going to go out eventually and get choked out in a match. But in his heyday, if you want to go into a bar fight with somebody, Tank Abbott is your dude to go in there with.
It'd be pretty fucking funny to see Tank Abbott go in there, and knock somebody out and do the 3 count dance after. I'd be laughing.
Get up on your feet. Put your arms together. Think of Don and Tank Abbott just rolling in with those two.
That's all you need.
Dude. Don would look at him.
You take that side. I'll get this
I'll
one.
take
Hold on.
this
Let me
one.
go get a little drink of water.
Yeah.
Goes over to the toilet and fucking takes a swing out of the fucking
dude,
urinal,
yeah.
and then just runs up to the dude. The
They
dude's
put
running up.
Troubadour on fucking George Strait.
Yeah.
Or I ain't as good as I once was.
Dude, Tank Abbott too. He would just go to one side of the bar, I bet, knowing him, and people would just be coming at him. He just hit one fucking haymaker after the other, just knocking people out in fucking just ultimate fashion. God, that would be fun.
Yep.
You know how tough when we look at the wrestlers, like we always talk about Ming. When you talk about tough with Ming, Don Fry gave his fucking stamp of approval for Ming and said, he's a sweetheart of a dude, but he's the toughest son of a bitch I've ever seen. Sweetheart of a dude, though.
Sweetheart of a dude.
Think of rolling in with fucking Ming, Haku, Ming, whatever you're gonna call him, fucking Don and fucking Tank Abbott right on your.
Don
right
Fry
on.
would fold your fucking clothes with you in them, bro. Like
Don Fry would bang your chick while he kicks your ass.
Yeah. Oh shit, that's great.
That's a great one right there, Joe.
That
I'm gonna
is.
use that one.
We're gonna have some Don Fry-isms that'll fucking trump Chuck Norris's.
Oh God. You want to do a clip of before the break of our friend from the last episode?
Yeah.
Jude sent his new one today, so let's see if I can find it on. Let's see if it's on his YouTube yet. Oh, no, it's not on his YouTube yet.
Do that, man. You should be here.
I don't know. Well, he's just getting over a heart attack. Okay,
Yeah, that's true.
he is just getting over.
Yeah, our show did cause him that. I know.
Hold on, let me find it on Facebook here because Jude sent this one to us today, and it was just epic. This one, he did the elbow drop onto the refrigerator.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it on there on Facebook. Hold on. If not, I will get it later. I'll get this later, but hopefully by the end of the show I'll find it. Let's see. Where did it go? It's not on it right there. Let me see if I can find it later when we go before we get off the air tonight. It's a great one for you guys who haven't seen it. Somebody broke something when he did that shit today.
Oh, absolutely.
Did you hear that thud on the elbow on the guy? In the fucking, you could just see the fucking refrigerator have a big dent in it where that idiot fucking laid into him on that.
He jumped off a fucking 6 foot high fucking balcony.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah. Hope you like it.
Hope you like it. Oh, here we go. This isn't the one, but here's a good one here. He's jumping off of a 6 foot platform. Hold on. Let's get a couple before the break. If he had this one on his YouTube that Jude said, I would play it, but I can't find it on there.
You know they made a cartoon of Mike Tyson. They should make a cartoon of Don Fry.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd watch it.
Dude, I would too.
Happy holidays. He's jumping onto a Christmas tree.
This is the mystery show to the Christmas of Carnage.
Christmas of Carnage.
Balls and chocolates. Do not try this at home. I hope you like it. Whoop whoop.
He's got to hook up, brother.
Fuck this shit.
Whoop whoop.
The gift that keeps on giving, dude.
He really is, isn't he? He really is the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Is he jumping into a truck here? All right, we got it.
Might be inappropriate.
You think?
Yeah.
Come on, we're big boys and girls here.
This is Super TV Show. Today I'll be jumping onto this truck.
I wish he'd hit the side of the truck.
Balls and chocolates.
Be sick of you, man.
Do not try this at home, and I hope you like it. Whoop, whoop. Fuck this shit. Whoop, whoop.
What a fucking idiot.
Oh, my fucking elbow.
He's got cheese graters in there, bro. What in the fuck, man?
Fucking superhuman, dude.
Oh, he is the gift that keeps on giving. He's like the Jelly of the Month Club, bro.
He reminds him of Rabbi Moses.
Yeah. Where did the rabbi go? He left us. He left us for a while here.
That's
You guys had a
ironic
war.
that Jeremy left.
Well, yeah, where is Jeremy? Good pickup there.
Jeremy and Rabbi are having dinner together in the same room. And by that I mean they're the same person.
They're having themselves a delicious matzo ball soup right now.
Yeah. Rabbi's a fucking goof.
He's a fucking goof. Oh, he's here.
There he is.
He's back.
I didn't call you a goof, Rabbi. I was kidding.
Yeah, we say it out of love and endearment to everybody.
It's kind of like rewind, man. You say rewind, he shows the fuck up. Oh, there you go. Right on cue.
Oh, Jesus.
You gave yourself away there, bud. Gotta work on your gimmick, kid.
The mystery of Rabbi that we're going to be.
That's funny.
Maybe before the end of it, the show ends in 50 years, we'll find out who Rabbi Moses is.
Right.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we are going to be discussing our favorite war games teams of all time. So think about yours. Who are some of the greatest teams in the history of war games for you? And we're going to discuss that right after the break. So we'll be back in about 5, maybe 10 minutes at the most, and we'll kick it off with the greatest war games teams of all time. So we'll see you in a few, guys. All right, we are back, everybody. We're on to the main event for the evening, the best war games teams of all time. So, what are your favorites? I love Bad Street USA. I love that
Mm-hmm.
dude. In my wedding, we should come down and when we're walking down the aisle and start doing the Freebird strut like Michael Hayes.
Oh shit, I'd do it butt naked.
There we go. Living in Georgia, I have a strong appreciation for this Freebird song. Boy, talk about what a great fucking faction that was the Freebirds, bro.
Yep.
What a fucking faction that was, man. Well, thank you, Rabbi. We appreciate that, and happy Hanukkah.
Thank you, Jeremy.
When it comes up. But war games. Let's get into war games now, man. You a big fan of the war game style matches or no?
When it's done right, this year I'm not a fan of it. I'm not excited for it. I don't think that there's going to be a very good story told, but we'll see. There's been a lot of classic ones that have been great. So absolutely, I'm glad that WWE brought it back and made it a main thing as well, not to just NXT, which is what I was worried they were going to do, is just keep it an NXT thing. So I'm glad the main event does it, and yeah, I mean it's good when it's used right. My thing with WWE's pay-per-view style, you make them unpredictable like they used to be back when in the 90s, 2000s. You don't tell people that the War Games is going to happen at a certain event. You don't tell people that the Hell in a Cell is going to happen at a certain event. You don't tell them about TLC. Keep them on the hook for it. Those are some of the special moments that were missed, when those type of matches would be announced at, say, Royal Rumble. Like, I'll never forget, No Way Out and Royal Rumble when Cactus Jack went against Triple H and the Hell in a Cell and stuff like that. They announced it, and it was like, holy shit, they're having this out of the blue, you didn't even know. So for me personally, I don't like the pay-per-view model or the PLE model that WWE follows, where it's like they announce what type of matches are going to be on there and how many.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion. You shouldn't have to have a women's and a men's match every fucking year. It should be different. It should be different every time.
That falls on the writing to me there, because if you have good writing, you can sync this in over time to make it when it's going to come up. Like if they're going to do a set month like WCW would do, they would do the Fall Brawl War Games every September. So good writing would set that up, though. You'd set it up over time to make it enjoyable. The shit that they're doing now and the way they're doing it this year, that's not how it's designed to build this match. They slapped shit together at the last minute, hoped it would stick against the wall, and it's probably not going to stick that well because of the fact that they did it that way. I always liked how WCW would build up to this. That was one of the things I liked about it. Mm-hmm. I liked how they did it when they first started, too, because it was really about a grudge match between people who had just big-time grudges. Excuse me. Usually it relied upon Dusty Rhodes' feud in the beginning with the Horsemen. So, and then Sting's feud with the Horsemen, and then the Dangerous Alliance later on. I liked how they would do that to actually settle a grudge. And in an NXT, they would do the same thing like they did with the Undisputed Era. And they would bring in factions to get, people to fight against them because they were destroying everybody. I like it when it's done that way. Not just a bunch of random guys thrown together and fighting against, different enemies that they might have developed over a short time frame. You got to build it up over time. It just doesn't work if you slap it together.
Right.
That's just my opinion, though. I liked how NXT would do it for years. I thought it was really good the way that they were doing it, too. I think War Games should be what it is, though. I think it should be a standalone event. I don't think it should be Survivor Series, personally. That's just my opinion. It should be a standalone event in September. Make it a Fall Brawl style. Bring back the old WCW, one for this, and make it actually like a WWE PLE.
Yeah, Rewind. I actually just watched that pay-per-view with that logo. That is pretty sick.
Yeah. Fall Brawl was always a cool pay-per-view, too.
Yep.
Always was that. WCW, to me, and we got to give flowers to people when they deserve it, or companies, no matter how bad they do at times. WCW, to me, always did War Games the best, because of course they were the creators of it, but they always did the best. Their cages, their rings, all that shit that they would do was phenomenal. And I love the WCW setup, especially in the early years with War Games.
WCW did the Royal Rumble better too with the World War III.
A lot of people liked World War III. Some people hated it, but a lot of people did. They always had a good way of upstaging people in some ways. Their War Games, way better than WWE style. I always say bring back the cage where it's got the top on it. Bring back that shit, and that's the original way to do it. That logo, though, that you guys are talking about is fucking badass too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, always was just a cool pay-per-view. But let's get into some teams, all right? So there's been so many through the years. So the first War Game match was in 1987, actually. And it was the Great American Bash Tour. So what they would actually do with the War Games matches was they would do a tour across the United States with them. And they would have this same War Games match over and over again in these various cities throughout this tour. And Jim Crockett was notorious for doing that in his time when he would run things. They would run holiday tours. They would run, very centric shows to whatever pay-per-view they were going to be doing, their big show, however they were going to do it. And it would always culminate, if I remember correctly, into a pay-per-view if they were doing the tour. They would continue on going and doing it. And, of course, they weren't televised. And then they would actually have the televised match later on. So
right.
In 87, when they started, the first War Games was Dusty Rhodes because it was his, I believe it was his creation, wasn't it?
It was his creation.
Yeah. So Dusty Rhodes was in the first one with Nikita Koloff and the Road Warriors. And, of course, Paul Ellering was in there as their manager as well. And they were taking on the Horsemen in the first one. And it was Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and they had Lex Luger in there. And then some people don't know this, but in some of the cities, they also had Ole Anderson do it. So when they were doing this tour, it was Luger did half of them. Ole did the other half with this. But that was the original kickoff of War Games was via the Jim Crockett Promotions, NWA era in 1987. And then, of course, it stuck around and it ended up coming back in 91. They did it for 2 years. They did it at 88 again. That's why I'm curious what Joey's is 89 Great American Bash. I don't think there was one on there, but I could be wrong. I think maybe you're thinking of 88 for Joey's one. But tell me who was in the match so I know for sure. That way I can narrow it down because I don't think that they had a Great American or War Games, excuse me. I don't think they had a War Games in 90 or 89 or 90. And they ended up bringing it back in 91. 91 was when they brought it back again. And then when they brought it back in 91, Sting was in that again. It was Sting Squadron, and they were taking on the Horsemen again. So you can see the Horsemen are always involved in these early War Games. It was just designed to solve the grudges between whoever was feuding with the Horsemen because the Horsemen was the biggest faction in professional wrestling.
Right.
But look at those teams, though. How stacked is that when we're looking at some of the greatest teams?
It's insane. Those are Hall of Famers right and left,
Absolutely. Dusty Rhodes, Hall of Famer. Nikita Koloff isn't in the Hall of Fame, but, a lot of people might think that he could be. I'm not under that opinion, to be honest with you. And I love Nikita. Had him on the show years ago. Great, just a great dude. But I don't see him as a Hall of Famer, but borderline to me because of the impact that he had through his years in wrestling. Borderline guy, but great star in his own right, though. Road Warriors, definitely a Hall of Famer. Then you got the Horseman team in the first one. Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, Lex Luger, all Hall of Famers. So a lot of talent that was in this. Don't ever let anybody tell you that WCW didn't create some stars in their time because
I just wanted to pause real quick. I don't mean to get off topic, but did you see the picture of Lex Luger putting up his Christmas tree ornament?
Loved it.
How fucking cool is that, dude?
Awesome to see. He looks so good, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Looks so good. Joey says 89 was the Freebirds and the Samoan SWAT team versus the Warriors, Dr. Death, and Midnight. All right, Joey, that'll help me find it then. Thanks, buddy. That'll help me find it then. I've never seen that one, so never seen that one at all. But looking forward to checking it out on the next show for sure. So I'll look it up and I'll find that one. But going back to the best teams, you guys in the comments chime in on some of your favorite teams in War Games too. We want to hear your selections as well. What about you, though, Rich? What's one of your favorite War Games teams that you've seen through the years?
Well, my favorite of all time is, of course, Hogan, Hall, Nash, and, their mystery partner.
Yep, with the Stinger.
Mm-hmm.
Who did they take on there? There's a Horseman, right?
Yeah, the Horseman.
Yeah. Yep, that was the Horseman. So that was your favorite one right there?
That was my favorite of all time.
What made you love that one the most?
It was from my childhood. I remember watching and just being so pissed off, but so happy at the same time. I hated to love the NWO, but I loved to hate them too. So there was different moments. It depended on who they were going against. If they were going against Sting, I didn't like him. And to be honest with you, I liked Mongo McMichaels a lot. So when they were going against the fucking Horsemen, I was like, But now, obviously, it's the opposite. I'm an NWO fan.
You really are a big Mongo fan, though, and you always have been.
Yeah.
Even before Mongo's stuff got, when he got announced sick, some people kind of changed their tune on Mongo, of course, because of his sickness, I think. And I've never been a guy that's bashed Mongo. I always thought Mongo was super talented, too. The guy had no training, barely had any training. First match was on a main show. I mean, and he did very well for himself for having to just learn it on his own, basically, with very minimal training. But you've always been a big supporter of Mongo.
Yeah, I've always liked Mongo.
My favorite Blood and Guts team was my remote and the power button.
There you go.
Oh, I love it. Here's another one of my favorite teams is from 1992 when they did Wrestle War, and it was Sting Squadron. I love this team that they had. Sting, Barry Windham, Dustin Rhodes, Ricky Steamboat, and Nikita Koloff in this match. And they took on the Dangerous Alliance of Rick Rude, Steve Austin when he was stunning Steve Austin, Arn Anderson, Larry Zbyszko, and Bobby Eaton. But I loved Sting Squadron in this match. We did this last year. I think we did the watch along for this one.
Yeah,
and it's just a super fun match. And the fucking Sting's team is just the best. The moment with Nikita where they hug it out is just an awesome moment because of the feuds that they had through the years. But I just love this team from Wrestle War 92. I thought they were just one of my favorite ones. And just goes back to show you how good WCW could do it if they did it right.
For sure.
Jeremy's going with Stings, the Steiner Brothers, and Flying Brian in 91. Oh, yes. That's
a really good one.
That's the one that Pillman got spiked off the cage, right?
Yep.
And just about fucking murdered by Sid. I think he power bombs him 3 times when he's knocked out. Rand goes with Piper and Ric Flair's WarGames team against the NWO. That would have been, was that 98, I think, for that one? Was it 98?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, was that 98, Rand, if I remember correctly? Or 97? Joey says 97. Kevin Nash, Buff Bagwell, Conan, and Six was an underrated team. Yeah, that's a good one.
What about Sting, Davey Boy Smith, Dustin Rhodes, and the Shockmaster defeated Sid Vicious, Vader, and the Harlem Heat?
Oh, the old Shockmaster. The old Shockmaster. Yeah. Boy, that was a popcorn fart of a gimmick, wasn't it?
Oh, God, here's a horrible one right here. Dusty Rhodes, Dustin Rhodes, and the Nasty Boys, Brian Knobbs, and Jerry Saggs, defeated Terry Funk, Arn Anderson, Bunkhouse Buck, and Colonel Parker. Ooh.
That was a good one.
That was a needle mover.
Yeah, that sure was. That was in the fucking, that was in when WCW was in the fucking depths of the shit, man, with storylines. Yeah. What was that? That was 94, Ball Brawl, 94. Right? Yeah, 94. The Stud Stable, Terry Funk, Arn Anderson, Bunkhouse Buck, and Colonel Parker. God, WCW was fucking corny in that year, man. They had some awful shit.
The next year they came back, though, 95. The Hulkamaniacs, it was Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Lex Luger, and Sting defeated the Dungeon of Doom, Kamala the Ugandan Giant, the Zodiac, the Shark, and Ming.
What a fucking team that is right there. Yeah. Wow. The Zodiac, the Shark, Kamala, and Ming.
And
Ming versus Hogan's team. That was when they were all camoed out, right?
Yep.
Oh, God, it was so bad. Is the Dungeon of Doom one of the worst factions of all time, or is it just me?
I would say so.
Oh, they were horrible. Just horrendous. The most underrated team in WarGames is the Undisputed Era. 3-1 as a team. Yeah, they did it all those years back to back to back to back, if I remember.
I feel like the Undisputed Era was just jammed down our throats, though, you know?
It went on for a long time, that's for sure. Here's a good one. Dusty, Lex, Dr. Death, Nikita, and Paul Ellering. Yeah, that's a good one right there. Boy, Dr. Death, Steve Williams. He's somebody we've never really talked about on the show, have we?
Yeah. Not too much to mention, though, you know?
Yeah, he was JR's boy. Legitimate tough guy, all-American wrestler out of Oklahoma, I think it was. And
got his fucking block knocked off. I'll tell you
that. In the Brawl for All. That was the end of his career right there. That was it for him.
I totally forgot about this one. Diamond Dallas Page, Roddy Piper, and the Warrior defeated Hollywood Hogan, Bret Hart, and Stevie Ray.
Awesome, right?
Oh, and I guess Kevin Nash, Sting, and Luger. So that one's coming up on what I'm watching with Nitro right now. So that's pretty cool.
Do you know I don't remember anything about that one except that they did the 3 teams in it. It's got to be a fucking clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen it?
No, it says the result here was Paige pinned Stevie Ray after a diamond cutter, so that's who ended up winning.
Yeah. I don't remember it at all. You know, I remember they did it, but I don't remember it at all.
Yep.
I don't remember anything about it. The Disciple, Stevie Ray, Bret Hart, and Hogan. Can you imagine what Bret Hart was thinking to himself that I'm getting stuck with these fucking people?
Brutus Beefcake.
Stevie Ray and the person that he hates more than anybody with Hulk Hogan. Like, he must have been fucking
He had one of the coolest WCW songs, though. Bret Hart did when they brought him back.
Mm-hmm.
You remember it?
Yeah, it was like the original Hitman rendition, but it was
Him
more
and
like
Warrior both had really cool songs.
I didn't like the Warriors one.
You didn't like the Warriors?
Yeah, it was too slow for me.
Wow. Bret's
Warriors
cool.
Warriors gimmick to me is something that you got to have him where he's balls to the wall, electrified all the time.
I just like the thunder strike that they have in the beginning of it. It's pretty cool.
That was kind of cool, you know.
Then they'd have that guitar riff that was like an 80s guitar riff.
The one cool part that I did like of his entrance was he'd come running through the fog. Yeah, he would come running through the fog. Hold on, I hear a kid yak, and take over for just a minute, okay?
Okay.
My daughter wasn't feeling good earlier today, so I'm gonna check on her. 1 second.
Uh-oh.
Take the reins, guys.
Got it. Yeah, I don't know, man. When I sit there and think about war games, though, definitely Monday Night Wars era was not the best for it. The 80s definitely seemed like the best one. I'm gonna have to go back and watch those. Joey, you picked a good one, man. We were gonna watch it tonight. You know, we'll watch it next Wednesday, so that'll be nice to see. Yeah, man, I want to check out those old ones because you look on here, some of the teams, it's nothing but Hall of Famers. So I mean, that's going to be a great show, dude. And yeah, I'll enjoy that one. I think we should revisit Survivor Series too. I think that would be a good one to kind of complement this series as well. You do Survivor Series and make that one a fun one too. Survivor Series for me, the best one of all time was when Stone Cold Steve Austin got screwed by Shane McMahon. I'll always have a soft spot for that. So yeah, I don't know, man. We've got a lot of good content coming, but the war game stuff's fun. Do you guys think that war games is going to be good this year? What do you think in the chat there? I think it'll be okay. It'll probably be decent, but it's going to be very predictable, like a lot of their stuff that's going on right now. So, you know, hopefully we get to see something good this year. I don't know. If they put Sami Zayn or Austin Theory in there, though, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm probably going to phone it in and not watch it. Or if I do watch it, I'll probably end up skipping that match. So I'm not a big Sami Zayn guy. I think he's a waste of time. Austin Theory, that ship has sailed for me. So yeah, I don't know. What about the Lethal Lockdown team of Christian, Rhino, Kevin Nash, Sting, and Matt Morgan? Was that in TNA, Joey? I think Roman will be the fifth man for Team Punk. Yeah, you know, it's just a weird dynamic. If you do Roman for the fifth guy, who do you make the captain? Like, Roman Reigns has been an unstoppable force forever, and you're going to put him under Punk? You know, I think that's kind of weird. But yeah, Joey, was that TNA? The Lethal Lockdown, was that their version of War Games? I'm not too keen on that, so.
Christian, Rhino, Nash, Sting, and Morgan. That's a team right there. That's interesting.
Yeah, that was a cool one, Rand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's when he slammed his head in the door, right, Rand?
That was a cool one.
That was because he was having some type of plastic surgery in real life, so they had to write him off for a while. So they put his head in the door and just
snapped it.
Yep. What else do we got? What are some other good teams for War Games that they've had through the years? Well, listen to this one from 2022. The Brawling Brutes, Drew McIntyre, and Kevin Owens against the Bloodline.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I don't remember that either.
Who the fuck were the Brawling Brutes?
That was Butch and Pete Dunne, Butch. And that would have been Ridge Holland and Sheamus.
Yuck.
Yeah. That's a fucking shit team right there. That's a terrible one. I don't remember anything about that feud and why they were in there. I don't even remember ever seeing that.
Some of that, and that's WWE's complicit in that, man. They do some weird fucking bookings, you know.
Yeah, when WCW did that thing with the 3-story cage or whatever.
They did a WarGames in that?
It wasn't a WarGames, but it was they did a 3-story cage match for like the Ready to Rumble thing. Like they replicated it on television. Or I think it was a pay-per-view. I don't remember which pay-per-view it was, but yeah, they replicated the fucking Ready to Rumble.
Canyon got thrown off the top of it?
Yeah, that was it. I don't remember much else of it, but it was just an awful structure in the cage. Do you remember when they did WCW Uncensored, where Hogan and Savage had to go through all the stages to get to the top?
I do remember that.
That was another fucking bad one, man. That was terrible. 2023 was a good one actually too, and it was because that's the year that Punk came back, but they also had Randy Orton who came back then too.
That was a pretty legendary cameo that he did on the way out of that show. He said, I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money.
Yep.
So, pretty cool.
Yep. I like that one in 2023 too. Last year, this unforgettable last year was the Judgment Day and Drew McIntyre took on Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, LA Knight, and CM Punk.
So CM Punk's going to be the one that's featured heavily in all these now.
Yeah. For the next couple of years, I would assume, at least until he retires.
Yep. What do you think WWE is going to do with the power vacuum of all these wrestlers retiring? I don't think they're prepared for it, man.
I agree with you, because who's the people that are coming up that are actually going to be fulfilling these main roles? Braun Breaker, I can see. Dom Mysterio in the future, I can see. Maybe an Obafemi, who's a big imposing character. Penta could be, but he's getting up there a little bit in age as well, though, too.
Yeah.
He's got to be in his mid-30s by now. I don't really see a lot of other young up-and-coming stars there that I can see as somebody that's going to take the reins of a Seth Rollins or a Roman Reigns or a Punk or a Cody.
WWE's got a real problem right now.
I think you're spot on correct on that. I just don't see many people that right now that they have that's going to make the fans on the main roster want to go out and spend $10,000 a ticket to go see them.
Well, and I'm going to be honest with you. I know everybody is pretty keen on Obafemi and everything like that, but from what I've seen, I see it being a flash in the pan.
Really?
Yep.
You think he's just like every other big guy?
Yeah. I mean, every other character that's come out that's like him, they generally flop.
Kind of reminds me of Keith Lee, how they built Keith Lee up too, and then Keith Lee comes to the main roster. Yeah, it's a good point.
Right in my mind.
It'd be interesting to see if they kind of book him in a shit way like that, because that killed Keith Lee's career.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, and then he went to AEW, and that didn't work out either. And I know he's had injuries and health issues, and I hope he gets better. But yeah, no, that's actually a pretty decent analogy for him. I hope he doesn't go down the Keith Lee route where, he fizzles out. I do see a lot of upside into him. I think he's good on the mic. I think he's a great in-ring worker. He's imposing. But main roster is way different than NXT, too. How many big men have we seen through the years? A million of them.
We talked about Shinsuke. We talked about, you could go down the list of all the people. Look at Bo Dallas. All those guys didn't really go anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Bo Dallas is ever going to do anything with that gimmick, or you think he's just dead in the water too?
It's dead in the water, and a lot of it is it's not his creation.
Mm-hmm.
It never was his creation. It wasn't his vision. They're trying to force him in there because he is Bray Wyatt's brother. It'll never work. The Bo Leave character, I think, was Bo Dallas's best creation.
I loved it. He was hilarious in it.
They could have went so far. That would have been the second coming of Kurt Angle.
People would have died at the skits that he did. He was so fun to watch with it when he was like just a cornball dork,
And you love to hate him, and you love laughing at him.
Yeah. He would have been such great comedic talent in a bigger level.
They could have went far with him, man. They really could have with that gimmick.
Yeah. I don't think his heart's in it when I see him out there.
I don't think that was his end game.
Yeah. I don't think so either. I think he came back because of his brother.
He just did it because his brother was doing it,
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking too when I see him. I'm not saying he doesn't try, but it just doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit for him. It's a shame. He seems like a great dude in real life, you know. And
It
boy,
seems like he wants to honor his brother in a really big way. It's just not fitting.
yeah. I think he honors his brother every day just by being a stand-up guy that he seems to be, you know. And he just doesn't have the it factor that.
Well, and you had Dirty Dom take his lady too, man.
Dirty Dom stole everybody's lady, man.
With them tendies and that mustache, he just swooped.
And that ranch dressing, Liv came right for him and left poor Bo.
More ways than one.
He went to the dark side then. Never touched a tendy again.
No.
Tendies never looked the same to him, bro. It's a shame. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up our War Games discussion tonight. Richie, got any closing thoughts, brother?
Appreciate y'all coming out. Can't wait to do Joey's watch along. That's going to be a fun one. We're going to have a lot of stuff coming up. Man, I'm waiting for the Paramount deal to happen with the UFC so we can start our UFC coverage. It's going to be a good one. I know you're holding out for that. There's a great pay-per-view coming up here. Jack Madalena is on it for the card. I think he's going for the title. Or no, he is the champion. He's defending his title. And then you got Weili Zhang versus my favorite fucking women's fighter of all time, Shevchenko. So that's going to be a good one. Going to be a war. So go check that out. And hope you guys are all doing good, man. If y'all need to talk anytime, reach out to us.
No doubt about it. Well, guys, we'll see you real soon. If we can get an extra show in this week, maybe on Friday night, we might do one. If not, we'll be back next Wednesday as always for Joey's War Games match that he picked from 89. So we'll come back and do that on our next Wednesday show. But if we come back, hopefully maybe we can knock out on Friday. I got to work all weekend at my other job. Friday's the only night I got off, and Rich has a bunch of stuff going on. So if we can squeeze it out on Friday, we might pop on and hang out with you guys for a little bit and shoot the shit and do whatever. But if not, we'll be back next Wednesday at our normal time. Make sure you thumbs up and like this video on YouTube or on Facebook, whatever you're watching on. And we would greatly appreciate you following and subscribing to the channel as well on YouTube and Facebook. And yeah, I think that's all of our cheap plugs that we got for tonight. We'll see you guys on the next episode. For Richie, I'm John. We're out of here, and we'll see you guys later.